Mike McCool here in the Royal Examiner Studio, and with me today is Colonel Bill Hammack, Marine Corps retired, and Vicki Cook. She's a candidate for the Board of Supervisors in the Fork District. But what we're going to talk about is Constitution Day, which is, by the way, tomorrow, September 17th. And Bill is putting on an event at the Wayside Inn in Middletown, Virginia, and he's going to tell us about this thing, about the Constitution.
Thanks, Mike. Constitution Day to me is our most important day of remembrance. Of course, the Declaration of Independence is what we celebrate.
Sure, we all know about that.
Yeah, and we overlook Constitution Day. Constitution Day is what gives us our freedoms. It gives us this ability to sit here and communicate. It gives us the ability to elect the person of our choice. And so I saw an opportunity to promote a person that I have admired for a long time, and she is Winsome Sears. She's running for lieutenant governor, and I'm dedicated to her election. There's one thing I've learned, and I should have realized earlier, but the lieutenant governor is often overlooked, but she will be a very important part of the Republican administration because we're likely to have a 2020 Senate, very likely. I'm hoping we get control of the General Assembly, and Winsome Sears would be the tie vote, and particularly in pro-life legislation. And we cannot overlook the value of having our lieutenant governor to reverse the agenda of what has been a disastrous General Assembly, in my opinion. So, we want to celebrate our Constitution, our freedoms, and we want to elect Winsome Sears. So that is the thrust of this event. And again, it's at the Wayside Inn. Begins at 6. We have Daniel Gade, who is an up-and-coming Virginia politician, an Afghan war veteran. I think most people are familiar with Daniel. He will pay a tribute to the veterans and to especially those we lost on the 24th of August through gross government incompetence, in my opinion. We have invited Lieutenant Colonel North to talk about Ben Franklin's famous quote, "A republic if you can keep it." And he will be preceded by Larry Johnson, the renowned Liberty Man.
Liberty Man, that's right, Larry.
Yeah, Larry.
And Larry is very colorful.
And he's got a great presentation on the Constitution.
Yes.
It's very educational and very informative.
Yes.
So we want to open the gates at 6 p.m., 1800 for Colonel Gade, and we hope to start the program around 6:45, and it'll be roughly an hour program. We'll be serving some food. We'll have a cash bar. We have a band from Culpeper, Steel Peach. Mm-hmm. So it should be a relaxed evening. We're praying for good weather.
Absolutely, but we'll be prepared.
And the and the person who does all the work is Vicki Cook.
Oh yes.
And she just drills me on what all she's done. So that's what I'm related. She just
tells you what to do. You know what they say: behind every successful man is a woman pushing him. You know.
Well, yeah. Well, Vicki, you want to add anything?
Well, the music that the band it's country and a little bit of classic rock, and the food we're serving will be pulled pork, I think?
Pulled pork.
Pulled pork and coleslaw.
Pulled pork.
And it's a free event. If you want to go to, we have an Eventbrite link. You can Google that.
And we'll put that link in the behind
Oh, very
under the
good.
video. Sure.
Yeah, we got that.
So it's a free event. Of course, now it's okay to bring your checkbook if you
Sure.
want.
Oh, well,
Yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah, that's
They'll be
need-
passing the plate, so to speak. But
Yeah.
no, it's
yes.
Yeah. And then
Yes.
also it's a combination of 5 other counties too. So you know,
Yes,
it's not
yes.
just going to be Warren County. It's going to be Page, Frederick, Shenandoah, Clark.
Shenandoah.
Right.
Yep. So we've been
Yeah.
working with all those unit heads as well during this process.
right.
Yep.
right.
So
Yeah,
So if people have an interest in the Constitution, and maybe they're not even Republican or they're independent or they're Democrat, but you know, this is to support this event, and obviously maybe people will find out about Winsome Sears and the great things she's doing. You're right, the Lieutenant Governor just kind of gets forgotten. I don't know if anybody even knows who our current Lieutenant Governor is. I mean, they've kind of pushed him under the rug here lately, but
He's a bit notorious.
yeah, but seriously, it's kind of like the vice president, you know, and we don't know who they are, but they really have an important role, even in the federal system. I mean, they're the head of the Senate. I mean, they
Absolutely.
cast those tie votes, and
That's
many
right.
many times they're used. And
Well, if you will allow me to prognosticate, I think Winsome Sears represents the future of Virginia. She immigrated from Jamaica. She served in the Marine Corps, and as I understand,
now we know why you like her.
that had a lot to do with it. That was the first attraction. But as a diesel mechanic, and I just learned that on the other day, Winsome is a self-starter. She has her master's degree. She's a small business person, very bright, very motivated, and has the right ideas for Virginia.
And she's a local girl.
And she is
That's
a
right.
Winchester person.
that's absolutely.
And she's I think she is very much the future of our party. Glenn Youngkin, I've met him once, and he's a fresh face, high energy, brilliant, self-made person, basketball player.
Sure, we've had him on the Town Talk. Yeah.
Right. So this ticket to me is a dream ticket, and if we can't recapture the state government with this, I'm going to be very disappointed.
Well, we're planning to bring the Royal Examiner camera to capture Larry and his event and your speakers and things. So that'll be good to share that information. And like you say, Liberty Man has a great Constitution presentation,
Yes.
and he goes all out. He goes all out. He's great. He's
great. He's
very
great.
sincere, and he wants to share this information with the public, and it's nonpartisan.
Absolutely.
The Constitution is for everyone.
That's correct.
And so
Yes.
to share that event is a good work, I think, Bill. And
Well-
it doesn't hurt to throw in the little bit for Miss Sears. She can.
Sure.
She'll have a great message. I mean,
She has a great
She
message,
does.
and I need to mention that the inevitable George Washington, in the person of Dale Carpenter, will
yes.
do the introduction of Liberty Man,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
so we'll have authenticity beyond beyond belief.
Yeah, but you know, they're all part of the Sons of the American Revolution.
That's
and,
correct.
Yes.
That's correct.
They do a great work. They really bring history alive. It's one thing to talk about it, but when you see them in their dress and they work it in the first person, so to speak, it really is educational, and they do a lot to bring that history of our heroes from the Revolutionary War. And then there's other groups also that just keep coming forward, and it just makes it living history. And
I think their function is so important because I do not believe we get that in the public schools now.
And like history starts when? I mean, they want to even take the Vietnam War area, and that's kind of like gone.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
So this is good to bring back things. You know, the roots of our country is important to know. It's always everybody wants to know like where they came from, and this is it. This is where our country started. We have the American Revolution, then we have our Declaration of Independence and our Constitution that really is our guiding light of how our government works and how our life works. Our whole American culture
Right.
is really geared around that. Both parties. I mean,
That
so
is correct.
it's really a
is
nonpartisan
correct.
issue, and I think just to bring it to light and to reinforce that is a great thing to do. And I think people should be
Absolutely.
aware of that. I
Sure.
think most people, not most people, but we'll just say most people are, and I hate to use the word ignorant, but are just unaware
Right.
Correct.
of the
Yeah.
history,
Yeah.
or they might have learned it in fifth grade and done forgot. So I think we need to re-educate people on it. It's a great
It's,
document, and we need to keep it alive.
Yes.
It's a document that I heard one of the most brilliant, I'm going to say 90-second dissertations on what the Constitution can do by Chuck Smith. And I could never get him to reproduce it, but it was absolutely brilliant. We were talking to another candidate, and they had mentioned the something about race, and Chuck was able to put what the Constitution has done in about a 90-minute perspective. That he cited the Emancipation Proclamation, the 13th, 14th, 15th Amendments, the civil rights legislation, and you and I have tried to get that reproduced,
Right.
and I wish I'd captured it, because if you want a 90-minute
90
thumbnail,
second.
right?
Yeah, he does that.
I'm sorry, 90 seconds.
Yeah, I've talked to Chuck many times,
yeah.
and you ask him, well, he's got that Constitution down. I think he could quote it from you verbatim.
I've seen him do it.
Yeah.
He's
Yeah.
really
I've
a
seen him do
passionate.
it, yes.
He's a passionate individual, and a lot of our candidates are that way.
Mm-hmm.
They're very passionate about the Constitution, and I think that's an important document. And again, it's great. This is all happening tomorrow.
Tomorrow?
Tomorrow.
September 17th at the Wayside Inn in Middletown, Virginia. It starts at 6 o'clock.
Yep.
Check the Eventbrite link below the video here.
Yep.
If you have any interest at all, show up. It's a casual evening.
Casualism.
We don't have to wear our
Yes.
tux or anything
No,
like
no.
that. No, it's good. And just to watch the presentation and the
And wear
speeches
your-
and stuff.
wear your
And to
colonial dress.
well, if you want to do that, if you're a Marine, it doesn't hurt to show up and give Bill a hard time. Now that he's retired, we can, I rag on him all the time about my Air Force days, and I said, we protected those Marines.
More or less.
More or less. You see how he gets around that? But it's great to have the camaraderie of the armed forces, people of like-mindedness, and especially, and we just focus that around our Constitution. It's a great.
And that is an element of this is to recognize, particularly Daniel Gade will recognize our losses on the 24th of August, and I think we'll hear John Massoud, who's the chairman of the 6th District, is of Afghani descent, and John will thank the Americans and so forth for what they've done, and so we have a good program, and let's elect Winsome Sears.
There you go. Good program and good food and a good entertainment.
Oh, it's
And I think
gonna be
a
a-
good evening of all sorts, just good times to get together and share people with
Right.
like-mindedness on the Constitution and the way our country and the forwardness of our state elections and things that are going
That's
on.
right.
So it's good. We
Yep.
appreciate you taking that time to do that, educate the public, and we'll see you tomorrow evening.
Great.
Very good. Thank you,
Thanks,
Mike.
Thanks, Sergeant.
Thank you.
Thank you, Bill.